This is just a common ruler. Metric units on one side, standard units on the other side. Now, how did the units of this ruler end up costing NASA over $300 million? Well, the answer to this lies in the story of the Mars Climate Orbiter. Now, when the orbiter was first being built, the engineers actually used standard units to build and design the orbiter. However, when NASA got a hold of the orbiter and planned out the flight plan, they assumed the engineers actually made all their calculations in the metric system. What this caused was when the orbiter was actually trying to enter in Mars's atmosphere, it actually went in too fast and burned up on entry. It collected no data. So $300 million worth of work went up in a ball of fire. So this begs the question, which system should they have used? The standard system or the metric system? Well, which one is the easiest to use? So if you're dealing with the standard system, 12 inches is a foot. How many feet are in a yard? 3. But how many feet are actually in a mile? How many inches are in a mile? These conversions are not standardized, so it actually makes it more difficult to actually use. Now, in the metric system, we actually standardize all of our measurements. So how we do it is if you're dealing with mass, you use grams. If you're dealing with volume, use liters. If you're dealing with length, use meters. Now, we change the prefix in front of these units to actually say how many of the unit that we have. So this table here, for instance, we have, first it mentions kilo equals 1,000. So if you have 1 kilometer, you have 1,000 meters. Another example is millimeter. You need 1,000 millimeters to make 1 meter. Or the next one up, centa. If you actually have 100 centimeters, you have 1 meter. And so on and so forth. So let's try a couple conversions ourselves. 20 kilograms equals how many grams? Well, kilo means 1,000, so 20 kilograms is 20,000 grams. Now, milliliters, it takes 1,000 milliliters to make 1 liter. So dividing by 1,000, we get 0.010 liters. Now, you try these two conversions, and we'll go over the answers when we come back. A 100 milligrams equals 0.0001 kilograms because it takes 1,000,000 milligrams to make 1 kilogram. Now, centimeters, it takes 100 centimeters to make 1 meter, so we would divide by 100 and we're left with 0.330 meters.